Have you ever looked at your life and thought, I don't know where I'm going anymore? Maybe everything that once felt clear suddenly feels blurry. Maybe the path you were walking no longer makes sense, or your motivation has quietly faded. There are moments in life when even the strongest heart feels uncertain, when you question who you are, what you're doing, and where you belong. And in those moments, it's easy to believe something is wrong with you, that you've fallen behind, lost your purpose, or somehow failed. But in Buddhist wisdom, feeling lost is not a mistake. It is not weakness. It is not failure. It is a sacred pause, a quiet invitation from life asking you to turn inward instead of outward, to soften, to listen, to rediscover what truly matters. The Buddha taught that when the ground beneath us feels unstable, it is often because life is guiding us away from who we think we should be and back to who we really are. So if you feel directionless, take a breath. You are not broken, you are becoming. And today, we'll explore 6 Buddhist reminders to bring peace, clarity, and gentle direction back to your path. Reminder 1. The path reveals itself when you stop forcing it. When we feel lost, our instinct is to push, to search harder, decide faster, fix everything immediately. We fear standing still because stillness feels like falling behind, so we demand answers from life before they're ready to arrive. But the Buddha taught that clarity does not come through pressure, it comes through quiet. When the mind is tense, anxious, and grasping, it cannot see clearly. It's like trying to find your reflection in a river while the water is violently disturbed. No matter how urgently you want to see, all you meet is chaos. But when the river becomes still, the reflection appears effortlessly. Life works the same way. Sometimes the harder you chase direction, the farther you drift from it. Sometimes not knowing is not a problem, it's a process. You are not meant to force your way forward. You are meant to breathe, soften your grip, and allow space for truth to rise naturally. So instead of asking, why don't I know where I'm going? Ask gently, can I allow myself to not know? For now, pause, exhale, let your shoulders drop. When you stop demanding clarity, something inside you relaxes, and the fog slowly begins to lift on its own. Often, direction isn't found by moving faster, but by learning how to be still enough to hear your own heart again. As the Buddha said, peace comes from within. Do not seek it without. You don't need to figure everything out today. You don't need to force life into shape. For now, simply be here. Breathe. Trust that the path is not lost. It is simply hidden beneath the noise. And as you become still, the way forward will quietly start to reveal itself. Reminder 2. Everything changes, including this moment. When you feel lost, it can seem permanent, like the fog in your mind will never lift, like motivation will never return, like clarity has abandoned you forever. But the Buddha taught Anicca, impermanence. Nothing in life stays the same, not joy, not sorrow, not confusion, not clarity. Every emotion, every phase, every chapter in your story is in motion. Think of the seasons. Winter feels endless when you're in it. The cold, the stillness, the bare branches. But no winter has ever stopped spring from arriving. Quietly, almost invisibly, life renews itself. What once looked dead begins to blossom again. Your life is no different. Right now, you may feel directionless, tired, uncertain, heavy, but this moment is not your identity. It is simply a season, a transitional space between who you were and who you are becoming. Even the most beautiful sunrise begins in the dark, and even the greatest growth begins with confusion. The mind loosening its old identity, the soul preparing to expand into something new. Instead of saying, I am lost, try whispering, I am in transition. Feel the difference in your heart. Being lost is a judgment. Being in transition is an awakening. Let this truth soften you. You're allowed to not know. You're allowed to change your mind. your direction, your dreams. This stage is not a dead end, it is a doorway. Nothing about this moment is final. Just like clouds drifting across the sky, this feeling will move. Just like the tide, your clarity will return. So don't fear this phase. Don't believe the mind when it says, this is forever. Nothing in nature stays lost, and neither will you. Breathe into the truth of impermanence. This moment is passing. Growth is happening, even if I cannot see it yet. And just like the seasons, I too am changing. Slowly, beautifully, inevitably. Reminder 3. Return to the present, not the future. Most of the time, feeling lost doesn't come from where we are, but from where we think we should be. We imagine the future and panic. What if I never figure it out? What if I choose wrong? What if I fall behind everyone else? Or we look at the past and ache. I should have made better choices. I used to be more motivated. Why can't I go back to when things felt clear? The Buddha taught that suffering arises not from the moment itself, but from the mind's wandering into imagined futures and remembered regrets. The future has not arrived. The past is already gone. Confusion only grows when we chase what isn't here. Clarity begins when we return to now. Right here, right now. Nothing is demanded of you. Right here, right now. You are safe in your breath. Right here, right now. Life is not asking for a plan, only your presence. Let's pause for a moment together. Gently inhale. Feel the breath enter. Exhale slowly. Feel your body soften. Relax your shoulders. Feel the weight of your body supported by where you sit. Notice one sound around you, the hum of a room, the soft movement of air, silence itself. For just this breath, nothing else matters. Not who you will become, not what you must achieve. Just this moment, simple, alive, enough. When you live in the mind's future, you feel lost. When you return to your breath, you come home. Direction does not appear in panic. It appears in presence. A quiet voice inside you, calm, steady, intuitive, awakens only when you stop running ahead and return to where your feet are. Remember this gentle truth. You don't need the whole path right now. You only need the next step. And the next step always reveals itself here, in the present, never in the future. Come back to your breath. Come back to this moment. The path begins wherever you stand. Reminder 4. Even the Buddha was lost before awakening. We often believe that feeling lost means we are failing, as if clarity is something everyone else has already found. But let us remember something sacred. Even the Buddha, the awakened one, did not begin in wisdom. He began in confusion, searching, struggling to understand his own mind and the nature of life. Before enlightenment, he tried wealth and luxury. Then he tried extreme discipline, starvation, self-punishment. He pushed his body, pushed his spirit, and still he felt lost. One day, weak and exhausted, he sat beneath a tree and realized, I do not need to punish myself to find peace. He finally stopped forcing, stopped struggling, and chose stillness. From that stillness, awakening arose. What does this mean for you? It means you are not late, you are not broken, you are not off path. You are human, just like the Buddha once was. In Buddhism, the lotus is a powerful symbol. It does not grow in clear water. It rises from mud, darkness, uncertainty, the unknown. Yet it becomes something pure, luminous, beautiful. Your confusion is not proof of failure. It is the mud from which your lotus is preparing to bloom. Feeling lost does not mean you are going backwards. It means you are dissolving old layers of identity, old expectations, old ideas of who you must be, and making space for a truer version of yourself. Every spiritual journey begins with not knowing. Every wise soul has walked through the terrain of doubt. Every transformation starts with disorientation. So when you feel lost, whisper to yourself, Even the Buddha began in uncertainty. I am becoming. I am in my unfolding. This is not a detour, it is part of the path. You are not behind. You are rising, slowly, silently, like the lotus. Reminder 5. Let go of who you think you must be. Much of our suffering when we feel lost does not come from the present moment, but from the weight of who we believe we should be. We carry silent expectations. I should know my purpose by now. I should be further in life. I should always be confident, clear, successful. I should have it all figured out. But should is a prison wrapped in perfection. It forces the heart to live in comparison, obligation, and fear. It measures life by imagined timelines instead of real experience. Buddhism teaches that the self is not fixed. You are not one identity frozen in time. You are a constantly unfolding process, always changing, always becoming. When you cling to a rigid identity, a certain career, role, personality, story, you trap yourself inside who you were, instead of allowing space for who you are growing into. Feeling lost often means not that you have failed, but that an old version of you is dissolving. The Buddha taught, do not cling to a fixed self. Become like water, flowing, adapting, alive inside you. There are many versions waiting to be lived. The artist, the healer, the student, the peaceful wanderer, the quiet soul who simply exists and breathes without needing a title. You do not need to know exactly who you are becoming to take the next gentle step. You do not need to have a grand plan to live a meaningful day. You do not need a defined role to hold presence, awareness, and kindness. Sometimes the most spiritual thing you can say is, I don't know who I am supposed to be, and that is okay. I am here. I am breathing. I am learning. Let yourself evolve without rushing. Let yourself release old identities without guilt. Let yourself be a mystery, unfolding one breath at a time. You don't need to have a role, only a presence. And in presence, life reveals who you truly are, naturally, without force. Reminder 6, you don't need to see the entire path, only the next step. When we feel lost, the mind rushes to demand certainty. What is my purpose? What should my future look like? What if I choose wrong? What if I waste time? We think we need a 10-year plan to move forward. But in Buddhism, the journey is walked breath by breath, step by step. The Buddha taught that a lamp only illuminates the ground beneath your feet, not the entire forest. And yet, step by step, you cross the whole forest safely. Life is the same. Clarity does not arrive all at once. It arrives in small moments of courage, in showing up today, even if you don't know where the path leads tomorrow. Feeling lost often creates urgency, a pressure to figure it out. But direction does not come from overthinking. It comes from movement, from gently living, from trying, learning, and adjusting. You don't need to build your future in one grand decision. You only need to make one honest choice in the present. Ask yourself, what is one small thing I can do today that nourishes me? One breath of calm, one kind action, one moment of clarity, one step that feels truthful, not forced. Maybe it is reading one page of a book that inspires you. Maybe it is sitting in silence for 5 minutes to breathe. Maybe it is reaching out to someone who brings peace to your life. Maybe it is simply making your bed, reminding yourself that order can begin small. Tiny steps are sacred. They build momentum without pressure. They turn uncertainty into discovery. The Buddha said, little by little a person becomes wise. Not suddenly, not perfectly, not through grand visions, but through consistent, gentle steps. You do not need the map to the entire journey. Walk what you can see. Let the path reveal itself as you move. One breath, one step, one moment of clarity at a time. You are not lost. You are just beginning. Keep walking. The road opens as you do. Take a breath with me. If you feel lost right now, remember, this is not a mistake. This is a sacred space in your journey, a place where the old has fallen away and the new has not yet formed. It is not emptiness, it is becoming. Feeling lost does not mean you are broken. It means you are awakening to a deeper direction, one that does not come from the world, but from within. Life is not asking you to have all the answers. Life is simply whispering, wake up, slow down, notice, breathe. Your path is forming with every honest breath, every small step, every moment you return to yourself. You are not behind, you are not off course, you are exactly where transformation begins. So walk gently, trust the unfolding, let this moment be enough, and let tomorrow arrive in its own time. If this message brought you peace, clarity, or comfort, I invite you to continue this journey with me. Subscribe for more Buddhist wisdom, gentle reminders, and reflections to help guide your heart home. May you walk your path with softness, courage, and awareness, and may you always remember, even in uncertainty, you are already on your way.